Well, hey everyone, namaste and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Kira, and I am so honored that you have chosen to be here tonight because I want to ask you a question. Are you noticing? Are you really noticing that unresolved fear and doubt that's trying to circle around virtually everyone and everything right now? Well, really feel that, really breathe that in because this Mercury retrograde is beginning November 9th, and that is only 7 days from right now. And if you're feeling victimized by circumstances, what I'm about to share will honestly change everything because this retrograde is happening in the middle of 3 consecutive super full moons. And that's not a coincidence. It's really not. And I want to start out by saying that this evening I had intended on sharing an extreme amount of visuals with you. And due to some Zoom issues, I am unable to be live streaming from my Zoom. And so what that means is that I get the honor and the privilege of trying to do a great job describing everything and of immediately inviting you right now to write this down and visit iamkira.net. Okay, iamkira.net. And the reason why that's so important is because the ascended numerology chart that I'm not going to be able to show you live is there. And what's important is for you to see it. And I want to begin right now by reminding you, by reminding us all that in this moment that we have arrived in right now, it is because of the energy of what I like to call the twins, right? It's an annual twinning energy. And this annual twinning energy every year comes in November and December. And if you read my column in the Sedona Journal of Emergence, I talk about this extensively as well. I am a monthly columnist there. And so in the annual twinning energies of November and December, right now, in this moment, you are being invited to offer I'm going to use the word presence of transcendence. Consider that. The presence of transcendence, which is what? It is an opportunity to say yes to you. It is an opportunity to get rid of that victim consciousness I was mentioning at the beginning of the show today. It's about you saying yes, because this is a very unique moment. Why is it so unique? Because we're moving into the new era of integrating awareness as our preparation for the experience. Now, really breathe that in for a moment. Moving into the new era, integrating awareness of the preparation for the experience. What does that? What does that possibly mean, right? What could that possibly mean? Well, what it means is that November is the moment of truth. It is a moment of truth that is revealed in such a depth of trust that you don't have to do anything except show up. Okay, Kira, what does that mean? What are these November predictions saying? That we just have to show up, that everything is okay? Well, here's what's important to understand, that right now, we are in November, this first week in November. And the reason I'm using my hands like this is because we have this incredible full moon. Now, the full moon in the first week of November is more than just a full moon. I like to call it an apex moon, meaning that we are in a series of 3 super moons that is very much like the pyramid, very much like a triangle, right? And it started last month with October. This month, we're rising into the apex. And then in December, we're going to seal. So this month, this full super moon is the brightest of the bright. It's like if ever there was a beacon that said, do you get it? Are you willing to wake up? Are you willing to see beyond? Are you willing to say yes? This is like a cosmic setup, guys. It is the ultimate arranged moment. Where are you? Who are you with? What is in front of you? You are here right now. Whether you're joining us live, whether you're grabbing this in a rebroadcast 1,000 years from now, it matters not, because you found this moment. Now, really bring your hands to your heart, right? Just breathe and smile. Because when we inhale the Ave, the infinite and unknown, and when we exhale, Sa, with a smile, we send a signal to our soul. We send a signal to the universe that says, I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. And we walk forward in the humility of that, in the knowing and the trust that stabilizes the root chakra. This is really important for November. It's so important that it's hard for me to even give you more emphasis on that, because this is where everything is getting really powerful right now. Because November and December have this twinning energy, first of all, this has not occurred in this way for so long that it's outside of our ability to call in a conscious memory of it. So let me just show you what that means for you and your ascension. What does it mean? It means that if you give yourself a moment of self-trust, bringing your hands to your heart, how do we do that? In this moment, I trust myself. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling depressed, feeling concerned, feeling scared, feeling confused. Right here, guys, right here, because when we physically put our hands on our heart, we send reassurance to the physical body, thereby trusting the self enough to really say, feel, know. In this moment, I trust myself. Everything you need is inside of you. You don't need to listen to a word I say. But what I am modeling for you is my response to the way the world is coming in around us. And what I know after being on the air for over 22 years with all of you, after the documentation that sits at my YouTube channel and beyond, what I know is that when you do this, it all begins, along with your smile, because your smile is the igniter of the gateway. If you're not consciously smiling at least as many times a day as you can call your attention to it, minimum of 3. How about, let's just try that. But consciously smiling, when smiling becomes your habit, then the universe lines up with you, because to smile is a sign of self-forgiveness. It's a sign of greeting the world with the wisdom and the opportunity that is outside of victim consciousness. And this is really important to understand, because in this full moon that's coming right up, and remember, it's in between the 2 meteor showers and they're both peaking. Monday the 3rd is when this is going to start amplifying. So if you're grabbing this live, it's happening right now. We're already in it. The meteors are here. The showers are everywhere. It's happening as we're speaking. And so these southern torrids are peaking, and they're going to really get big on the 3rd and the 4th. And then on the 5th, we're going to hit this mid-cycle super full moon that's going to illuminate everything in your life. What are you seeing? What are you looking at? What do you want? Because fully anchored into trust, the truth reveals itself. And November 2025 is a month of ascension experience. So how do you want to experience that energy? Because whether you're aware of it or not, you are. So do you want to experience that energy through the victim experience, victim, abuser, rescuer, victim, abuser, rescuer, victim, abuser, rescuer? The foundation of all dogmatic traditions is that you are flawed, you must be rescued, and somebody's going to abuse it, right? Victim, rescuer, abuser is the foundation that keeps you stuck in fear, because fear is the first of the 3 seeds of self-sabotage. Fear, doubt, hesitancy. When everything you've ever wanted comes in front of you, does the ego engage? Do the old patterns come up? Or are you ready to break free, to receive the wisdom that's being laid at your feet? Because right now, November is doing that for you. It is a 7-month in Ascended Numerology, and that is a profound gift. And I invite you again, IamKira.net. It's on the homepage, the Ascended Numerology. Read it. It's important. Because when this super full moon hits on Wednesday, and after these southern torrids have peaked, in the energy of that 5, 6, 7, the northern torids begin to peak. So you see we have that balance, the southern and the northern, everything's starting to balance, everything's coming in. And then what happens on the 9th? Woo, Mercury goes retrograde. And this retrograde is actually an amazing one. It's basically a reunion. This retrograde is a remembrance, a reunion, a return. What dream do you have that you've yet to attain or have brought to where you'd like it to be? What have you manifested in your life in service to others, right? Because this Mercury retrograde is beginning inside of the peak. The 8th and 9th are going to be these northern torrid peaks. So it's beginning inside of that. It's coming at you like a beautiful lightning bolt of energy, of illumination. How's that feel? How's that feel? I mean, put that in the chat. How does that feel to know that that's what's coming in for you right now? It's pretty amazing. It really is. And so in this moment right now, what I invite you to do is to bring your hands to your heart if you feel safe doing so. And to remember that as we experience and move through the template of consciousness itself, it begins with our physical body. So remember, November is a month of experience. And in the Ascended numerology for November, here's what's important to remember. It's the third chakra. Consider that. The third chakra is all about balance. And that is really important to remember. Because in the third chakra, in that balance, we must have trust. And I do invite you to go back into this series, into the Expanding Consciousness series, and to sincerely discover that show, the show on trust and love, to understand them as the two sides of the same coin. Because if you are unable to fully trust, especially beginning with yourself, you will not ever be able to fully love. And what's so potent this month is that it is our truth chakra, the 5th chakra, along with the 7th, right up here, our vision. Our truth and our vision are being amplified. They're like bells. And this is why I am Kira.net. Go read the Ascended numerology. Go look at the charts. Because right here at the throat chakra, it is just bang, bang, bang. And at the 7, bang, bang, bang. And that's important to remember because November itself is the 7. And the 7 is the vision energy. It also sits on our way of releasing the mental. And that's what's important to understand is that it's saying, okay, we can lift up. It is a lifting energy. So November is a month that's designed to lift you, to assist that power center, right? That beautiful power center that as it comes into greater trust, love, and balance, imagine if it opens up. And in this month, you're going to have both. You're going to have the left energy coming in, that divine energy, and you're going to have that right energy, which is the manifested energy. All of that is coming in this month. And it's coming where? Right here into your vision, amplified by your truth. Whew, right? Divine energy, manifest energy, coming into my vision, amplified by my truth, brought into this body of form in the power center. And let us not forget that when we come to terms with ourselves, when we allow the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd chakra to stabilize, when the 1st chakra is no longer about safety, right? Help me, safety, rescue me, take care of me, do this, I'm flawed, whatever. When we can relax that through that trust of saying, I'm at peace. I am at the peace that passeth all understanding because it is the peace that knows. It is the peace that knows the universe has got this, that I've got this, that I am as you are, that illuminates that smile that offers us freedom. And then we lift from our 1st chakra to our 2nd chakra. And instead of it being about sex and all these other things that get manipulated, it becomes about the creation of love, the power of your creative essence, the power of love. From safety to peace, from sex to love. And then you know what happens to your 3rd chakra? Instead of it being about power and dominion, and I need to have this over that, right? It becomes about the joy of knowing, the joy of the creation itself coming into manifest form outside of jealousy, greed, and competition. Imagine a world right now, because I try to every day. Imagine a world where with every breath and with every moment, you only saw the highest for your life and those around you. And you hold that uncompromising view of their highest potentiality. Because there are times when we need to be holding that for others so that our mere presence may inspire them to again hold it for themselves, so that then their presence may inspire others to hold it for themselves. You know, tonight I'm here in La Sala, here at 12 Hummingbirds in Ecuador. And one of the reasons I love coming from La Sala is it's a family gathering spot. I'm inviting you to come sit here, to come be with us. Our family's out here watching, and to come really relax into knowing. We are in a moment of divine experience. November is a moment that is calling you beyond that which has ever been before. How are you going to rise to that? How will you move through that when the seed of creation itself, the alchemical process of the Tria Prima, is birthing yet another seed that itself is opening? So from the three, which hold us in that pyramid and that eternal structure, right? We are birthing through that three, a seed has come out and opened, gazing at itself. Right now, everything's gazing at itself. Do you like what you see? Because if you're gazing into other mirrors, remember, like what you see in yours. And so this is an extraordinary moment. It truly is. And as we all, and I mean all of us, there, without exception, it's outside of a field of judgment, right? As we begin to culminate our first year of elevated abilities that are available to all, and consider that every single being has access to elevated abilities. This is not a, we're selecting who has access. Everyone, every being has the availability. However, it's conscious awareness that is the key in the lock. And so conscious awareness is now anchoring. And as that anchors, as that really starts coming forward, it's doing that so that all of us may walk together with our eyes wide open and our hearts prepared, really prepared for the conscious experience of 2026. As you bring your hand to your heart, relax into receiving. I mean, really relax into the energy of receiving everything that's emerging from you through you without any resistance. It's like, okay, this is emerging, that is emerging. To celebrate being able to look at yourself, right? Because this is the ultimate moment to sincerely inquire within. What in me invited this to be? What in me invited this to be? Right? To smile and love that. To remember that 2025 is a year of awareness. So the overall energy of this whole year has been, what are you learning? What have you become aware of? I've become aware of how hugely, vastly, infinitely I have moved into a new life. How about you? What has 2025 called forward in your divine awareness? Because remember, while the 1111 and the 1212 carry their own unique energy, in this year of awareness, it is really important and quite fascinating to note that neither of those dates are going to affect our energetic flow. Yes, they're lovely and they're wonderful and they'll be celebrated, but it's an important reminder that we are literally initiating the new era, that it has begun, it is rapidly unfolding. And when these final supermoons emerge, the twinning November, December, they're going to remind us, they're already reminding us that the one and the one will be in all ways one. I am as you are. We are in that moment of emergence. This is the opportunity. This is the moment. This is what you have waited for. And so what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to go with it, right? Where's it going to take you? Well, what I know is that you're ready. What I know is that you are here, you are open, and in every way, you have invited the guidance that will carry you forward. Humanity is at an incredible moment of awakening. We all are. And I am so grateful. Please go to iamkira.net and also make sure that you visit and join us at Transformational Tuesday. Learn about it, pay attention, keep growing, watch the shorts, watch the show. There's so much information. I'm trying to get it out as fast as I can. And I know you're capable of holding it in because you've got it. You've got this. I love you with all my heart. If you want to ask me a question, support@selfascension.com. And I love you dearly and invite you to join me right here as soon as you can at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat, .com here in Ecuador. I love you with all my heart. Many blessings, everyone, and namaste. Bye-bye. Have a great night.